Do they shield this? They might. I'm still in a really tough spot though, because I just don't have enough health. Can I get to a move? Is the question. Oh my gosh, this is so close. Alright, you know what? If they have Iron Head, I probably lose anyway. And I doubt... I'm just going to call it. They're going to bait me. Oh boy, that's definitely not the move they want to throw. Okay, well, we're going to shield now. I have to respect it now, but... Outrage. Oh my gosh. And we get the right move this time. Oh my gosh. And this? We go for the back-to-back here. Yo. This is a chef's kiss kind of ending right here. And on the charge attack priority. And we still have a shield left. Hard throw. I mean, especially if they have an outrage, I get why they had to do all this, but like, if they just threw Sunsteel Strike right then and there with 2 shields up on my side, they win. But I get it. It's a hard decision to make sometimes. Sometimes you gotta make the hard calls. Hey everyone, I hope Go Battle week/weekend is going well for you all. I've been playing a bunch of different leagues this week, and to kick things off, we're going to cover a video on a Master League team. And generally speaking, I'm not really great at Master League, but for the first time in a long time, I actually feel really comfortable with it. And it's on the backs of a triple fairy team. So I was running Waterfall Primarina and Zacian as a safe swap, Xerneas in the back. And this team feels super strong. There's obviously some harder leads and core breakers, but I feel like almost against everything you see in this meta, you have a chance to win. And vast majority of my losses are me just playing poorly or getting outplayed by my opponent and stuff like that. But almost every game feels like there's a win condition, and some of them feels like there's a lot of win conditions because there's a lot of dragons, a lot of dark types in this meta as well, primarily Yveltal, Palkia, things like that, and this team's just super strong into those kind of Pokemon. So let's get into the battles. One thing to note is that I did best buddy my Zacian. I think that's probably the best Pokemon to best buddy because they're just like that extra bulk allows you to survive certain moves. But it doesn't really matter too much. If you don't have that, you can best buddy any of the other two. Before we get into the battles, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you'd like private one-on-one coaching, scrims against me, some of my league guides and strategies ahead of time, or even tune into my live stream battles, feel free to sign up through the Patreon link down below. To kick things off, we see a Palkia Origin form, and again, whole team's really strong into this. What I like to do here is just farm up a bunch of energy, wait for them to dump some of that energy onto my Palkia, and then I swap over to my Zacian. And most of the time, this is just Aqua Tail, but this person is actually running Hydro Pump, which was the only one I've seen so far. So it does make my life a little bit trickier because that's a decent amount of damage that I just took on top of my Primarina. Unfortunately, I'm maxed out energy, so probably should have thrown a little bit sooner there. Small misplay by me, but it could potentially add up. I'm going to show 2 sets back-to-back here, but I've climbed a decent amount, couple hundred points with this team. I was like below veteran. I'm like already past expert with this team, so 300, 400 plus points. I have a bunch of energy here, so I'm going to just toss it and see what happens. They let that go through, and then they have Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu is pretty annoying. Because fairies in general into this team are really annoying because there's no clear fairy answer, but you have enough neutral play to counteract it. However, Primarina is not in a great spot here. They're going to shields. Can't really bait with close combat, but that's okay. All right, let's see what happens here. And they do end up catching, but not the end of the world. Does still a sizable amount of damage. And then they end with throwing a move here. I don't know if I caught here or not. Maybe. But we just barely get the move off. I think if we didn't end up catching that move and they bullet seed us down, then I just lose. So, again, sometimes you just got to make some slightly better plays to pull it off. But Tapu Bulu, pretty beatable as well, even though it's pretty strong into this whole team. against Zacian and again against Fairies, your team isn't like really great into it, so you kind of have to tag team it. This one's going to go for the Wild Charge, which is fine, and then I'm going to double shield here, which is not ideal. Usually I swap over to my own Zacian, and then they actually threw a close combat here. So I'm in definitely a tough position. Generally, the way I play it out is I try to catch a second move on my Zacian, but for some reason this game I played it a little bit differently. And I end up also throwing the close combat before they throw a move. Probably should have been thrown a Moonblast first, then go for the close combat. But at this point, too, they're mostly out of energy, so I'm going to try to Waterfall down. Unfortunately, they have another Iron Head, so... but definitely better to take that damage on the Premium Arena than anything else. We're going to go for a quick attack down here. And then I'm going to play rough this Zacian. I probably could have overfarmed a little bit more. And then they have a Zamazenta in the back. And even though this looks like a good matchup because of Fairy into fighting, the thing is they're running Ice Fang, which is neutral. And then Iron Head does super effective. Quite a bit, yeah. With the Ice Fang buff, I actually see a decent amount of Zamazenta in this meta, which is a little uncomfortable. I think the better play there is probably go for double Hydro Cannon, but I don't think I would have survived long enough anyway. So we take a loss there, but again, a lot of things I could have done better to tighten up that match. Like I said, most of your losses will be misplays. That was just a random person tanking, so it is what it is, but just wanted to show you how I end up winning an additional battle there in case you're wondering later. So Ho-Oh comes in. Again, this Tapu Bulu is kind of annoying because I can't really stay in here, and I don't really want to come in Xerneas either because the move takes a bit to get to, and also if they farm down my Xerneas, it becomes a lot more annoying, whereas they can't really easily farm down my Zacian. Alright, we're going to go for another Nature's Madness, and then now they go for a potential catch, but we actually come in Xerneas here, and at this point too, I'm actually pretty comfortable. I'm going to play it maybe a little differently, I don't know. Let's see if I go for the Moonblast first or not. No, I'm going to go for double close combat, because again, if I don't win this matchup, it's not as big of a deal, because my backline Pokemon are pretty strong into theirs. So yeah, we are going to go for double close combat. I mean, this way I don't have to worry about trying to take it out later with something else. Don't get to move there, but that's fine. Everything's resisted. It's going to do a lot of damage, for sure. And then I expected them to come in with the Tapu Bulu, so we're going to come in with the combo play here. And get off the Wild Charge as well, which is quite nice. And then they also shield, which is good, because this allows me to land the super effective Hydro Cannon, which I don't know if it does more, but just barely able to waterfall down, so... not sure if they might have could have won that one if they played the Tapu Bulu matchup a little bit differently in the end game instead of just letting the play rough connect, but that's fine. Okay, so Rhyperior, pretty good lead, but Necrozma, especially Dustmane, really annoying to deal with. Even the Dawnwings is actually pretty annoying to deal with. So some are running Iron Head, some are just baiting with Dark Pulse. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes, so I always respect it because it could do a decent amount of damage. But I know they could survive at least one with the chip damage, so I get off the Hydro Cannon, which is nice. And then now we're in a good position. All right, we have to shield here, but that's okay. Get the full farm down. Rhyperior's going to have to shield this close combat or just go down completely. We get the first one off. We go for the next one, and then I think my plays just swap over to Zacian. Oh my goodness! What are you meowing about, Chags? All right, Rock Record does a lot of damage, but I'm gonna go for not really aggressive farm down because I don't think I get it, but Wild Charge should be enough to take this out at this range. And then they have a Palkia, and it's fine because again, like after the chip damage from the quick attack, it's pretty much in Moonblast range, and one Aqua Tail is not going to be enough. There's a lot of times where in the back you feel like you have no chance left, and it's just a Palkia or a Yveltal, and you just have so much play all of a sudden. And that's kind of how it is in this meta, which is why I've been able to climb quite a bit with a team that doesn't really look amazing. Triple Fairy seems kind of weak, but it's actually really, really strong, in my opinion, once you learn how to play out these matchups. All right, we end up hitting Expert, get some nice little fashion as well. Dialga Origin, not fantastic for this Premium Arena because even if I had Charm, it's neutral, but I don't, so it's even worse. So I do have to swap out. It's definitely one of the more annoying leads because it can always throw an Iron Head and dip out. I always shield this Iron Head because I don't want to be in like fast attack range or something else. But this way I actually left with the energy instead. Oh Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna let her go. She is not having it anymore. She stayed around for one set though. But yeah, they just swapped out right away. So this is actually okay for me because I am now going to absorb this energy and then just try to farm down. They actually have a Zygarde in the back, which is interesting. And I get to the disarming voice actually, which is nice. And they actually shield, which is pretty good. They come up with a lot of energy though, which is not ideal. I can't remember how I played this out exactly. I know they're great instant throws, so I didn't really want to take that damage on my Zacian. I think I have to swap here. Yeah, nice swap over. They catch on their Dialga, which is quite a great catch, actually, I'd say. And then they go for the farm down, which is definitely not ideal for me. I'm just going to go for the chip damage here because, I don't know, it's better than nothing, I guess. But it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I can't really Geomancy down. And then we get the close combat off. I'm not sure if they threw a Dragon Breath there or they didn't, because they should have just thrown a move. But it's possible they lagged and couldn't get the move off. I'm not really sure. But I think I'll paste the Zygarde either way. So, yeah, again, anytime they have dark types in the back, it's really free pickings for the most part. Another Zacian, the lead. All right, we're going to play this one a little bit better than the last time I played the Zacian lead. I'm not going to just double shield right off the bat. This is how I usually play it. Well, so I end up throwing the Hydro Cannon. If you connect on it, it's really nice because then now they go Wild Charge. 2 Wild Charge is not enough. And I still shield anyway because at this point, they can't really stay in because then they get Quick Attack down. And now they come in with the Zamazenta. Another Zamazenta. Double Dog Team. I respect it. I actually created a Double Dog Team long time ago, but that was before XLs were like mandatory in Master League. It was before Ice Fang was buffed too, so definitely very different movesets. We get another shield back, which is kind of nice. I let this go because Ironhead's just neutral here. They actually are running Moonblast, which is even more wild. So unfortunately, it does put me in a pretty much Ice Fang range, but I can at least get the Hydro Cannon to land, which is really good because now I can put in Geomancy range. So feel pretty comfortable at this point. Have to shield the potential Ironhead. Even Moonblast would do a decent amount. They go for another Moonblast, so still pretty good. And then now I come in with my own Zacian. And yeah, very nice. So we get the farm down. We don't have to worry about shields. And then again, if they have like a hoe in the back, I just lose anyway, right? So fortunately, that's not the case. Again, these dragons are going to struggle into Triple Fairy. I'm telling you, this team legitimately really good too. I'm not just cherry picking some battles. I've had a ton of success with this team. Once you just play it out a lot, you'll feel really comfortable with how to play out these matchups. Zygarde, the way I play this out is similar to Palkia Origin. I'm just going to farm up a lot of energy, wait for them to throw the energy, then I swap over. This person is going Crunch for some reason. I don't know if they're running Crunch Outrage or they're trying to like get a bait. I don't know. But like if they throw that early, even if it's Bulldoze, it's fine. And Solgaleo, it's not something you see super often, but still could be pretty annoying. I'm going to shield the potential Ironhead. It's going to do a decent amount of damage. And as you can see here, we get a lot of value out of this Zacian. I could potentially grab another shield. I could throw another move. And at this point, too, this looks like it's just going to be Psychic Fang. So I'm just going to swap out here, I think. Yeah. And yeah, they don't really have too much play. They actually come back in with Zygarde. I kind of want this to be on something else instead of Zygarde, because sometimes you really need this Waterfall Premium Arena for like a, you know, Dustmane in the back or a Ho-Oh, you know. So the position I'm in right now is a little bit precarious because if they do have a Ho-Oh or Dustmane in the back, it gets a little bit harder. At least you have a shield though from them, which is nice. And it looks like they're going to continue throwing Crunch for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why, but now we're going to swap over. And again, if I'm in a bad matchup, then I lose anyway, right? But I want to get a slight energy lead. Ends up being a Rhyperior, which is pretty nice. I'm going to throw the Moonblast instead because I don't want to debuff myself too much here. But yeah, let's see what we do here. Yeah, and then I get to a close combat. They shield, makes sense. But then we get to another one as well. So it's quite nice. I don't know if I need to go Moonblast there. I think so because I took a lot of damage in that process, right? And now we can 3-ball. Yeah. So typically speaking, especially when you get a Zygarde in the lead, or, you know, Zygarde just doesn't have a lot of utility into most of the teams, so it's usually pretty good. Once in a while, you get hit by like an Earthquake or High Beam that does a decent amount of neutral damage still. This is a really tough lead. Almost always I say swap Zacian, but this is the only time I've played it out where I did it differently. But I just want to see how it feels like because You know, it's already kind of a bad matchup for Zacian because you're throwing quick attacks, so it's double resisted. This is at least a little bit better with the Geomancy. But Giratina Origin is super annoying for this team because it has a lot of play into fairies, especially if you don't have any fast attack pressure like Charm or anything. So, yeah. And I don't really have a great bait move here either. I don't want to debuff myself. But now I've swapped over to my Zacian, and it's not a great matchup by any means. It's not bad, but without close combat, this is still a pretty annoying matchup. And I unfortunately can't really shield because the Giratina has a bunch of energy. I don't get off the wild charge, but that's fine. That's not really gonna do much. And I'm gonna shield a potential Rock Wrecker because it's gonna do a lot of damage. They actually went Breaking Swipe, which is even more unfortunate. So I don't have a shield anymore. So this is really tough. I haven't seen a third, and then they have a Dialga. And so I think I was probably gonna lose this either way, even if I had a shield remaining. Go for like a potential catch or anything, but it doesn't really work out. We're going to quit out here. So I don't want to say this to spoil anything, but I've actually never beat a team with Giratina Origin. So that is one really tough court breaker for this team. But all things considered, I've only seen like maybe 3 in like the past like 2 weeks. So yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. All right, so what I did there is I actually threw a few waterfalls, and now I swapped over to my Xerneas. The reason why I do this is because now you could put it in close combat range. If you just swap right away, you need more than one close combat to land. Well, I guess you still do. Okay, well, I guess it didn't actually matter that much. Yeah, maybe I should just insta-swapped. But I'm actually pretty okay with this. I have energy on my Primarina still. And they took a lot of damage in this process, so I could go for a combo play, which is exactly what I'm going to do right here. And they had the burner shield if they want to keep this alive. And they do, but then they have Zacian in the back. So I probably could play that Xerneas into Dialga matchup. Maybe a little better just insta-swap there. But that being said, we're just so far ahead at this point with energy on the Primarina and on the Zacian in the back that I'm in a pretty good spot. Oops. Pulled out something I shouldn't have. And then I have my own Zacian here. I'm just going to shield up here and probably just quick attack down. Might throw when I have double. Yeah, but they're just going to quit out because they know that there's no way. And we go another 4-1. So, no one tanking in this set at least, so a true 4-1. And yeah, I'm just continuing to climb. I don't know if I'll keep using this team to hit Legend or not, but I definitely could, I think. So, and highly recommend people give it a try. If you have the resources, I know Master League's not the most accessible at times, but if you have it, go for it. Hope you like this video. If you like it, feel free to give it a like and share. Subscribe for future content. Hit that notification bell to get alerted right when I post a new video. And let me know what you think of the team. Also, if you got the thumbnail reference, please let me know, because I don't think a lot of people are going to get it. But if you're a true anime lover, then you should. Anyway, have a good one. Bye.